guys, welcome back to another video. As always, I am so excited to have you guys here. And you can probably tell by the title, we are doing a Sunday meal prep today. I've been really trying to be more diligent about meal prepping. I just find it really cuts down on decision fatigue throughout the week and makes my meals come together so much quicker. If you guys are new here, hi, my name's Claire. I'm a naturopathic doctor and I really advocate for a whole food based diet that emphasizes protein, micronutrients, fiber, and fiber diversity. I really try and get 30 grams of fiber per day from 30 different plants per week, and I'm always getting questions about how I do that. I also want to show you guys how nutrition can be more accessible and how you can make healthy eating part of your lifestyle. So with that being said, I've planned out what I want to make for this week. I went grocery shopping yesterday. I posted the full grocery haul on my Instagram, so you guys can go check that out. In terms of the plan for what I want to prep today, I want to do some baked oatmeal for breakfast, and then I also bought some chicken thighs at the butcher shop yesterday, so I want to do a chicken thigh one sheet pan meal situation thing. And then right now I have some bone broth going on in my Instant Pot. I kept it super neutral with just bones and a little bit of apple cider vinegar and water. So I think I want to use that to make a kitchari later. I have some mung beans that I've been soaking for that. And then I also have some yogurt, and I think I'm going to make a yogurt sauce. That is kind of the plan for everything that I'm going to be prepping, but let's just get right into the video. So you guys have seen me make a variation of this baked oatmeal a bunch of times on this channel. It's just a really easy way for me to get in about 30 grams of protein and 10 grams of fiber at breakfast. This makes about 3 servings, and between the eggs, cottage cheese, and the collagen, there's about 30 grams of protein. I've mentioned this before, collagen isn't a complete protein, so I always like to combine it with other protein sources just to round out the amino acid profile. And then these are the oats that I like to use. They are the glyphosate-free ones. And then I also use chia and flax just to add in some more healthy fats, fiber, and micronutrients. You guys know I love flax seeds. They are so great for hormonal health. They have phytoestrogens that can help to modulate estrogen in the body. I do always say it's important to buy your flax unground and then grind it fresh before you eat it, or here I'm putting it into the blender and store it in the freezer just to preserve the fatty acids. And then I love to add Ceylon cinnamon just for some extra flavor and health benefits. It is different from the conventional cinnamon that you buy at the grocery store. Ceylon cinnamon is the one that actually has the health benefits. So that's the one that I like to use. And then I did accidentally add a little bit too much water. I think I should have just used a half a cup because the oats did turn out a little bit runny, but I just blend those all together and then add my fruit after. Lately, I've just been adding in whatever fruit is seasonal. So here I did apple and pear, and I do like to do 2 different fruit just again to help with that plant diversity throughout the week. And I love using apples and pears because they contain a soluble fiber called pectin, which becomes more easily digestible when it's heated. And this can really help to soothe the digestive tract and help support gastrointestinal health. And of course, I love to add blueberries just for some extra polyphenols. And this is such a nutrient-packed breakfast. You have tons of fiber, protein, micronutrients, polyphenols. And when we're talking about plant diversity and getting 30 plants per week between the oats, chia, flax, blueberries, pears, and apple, you've already hit 6 plants. Plus, I top mine off with a different nut butter like almond or peanut butter. So right there, you already have 7 different plants. Next up, we are doing a 1-pan chicken and veggie roast. You guys know I love doing roasted vegetables in the winter. It's really my version of a winter salad. It's just a bunch of veggies in a bowl with a protein and a yummy sauce. Plus, I just find that having pre-cooked vegetables and pre-cooked protein makes my meals come together so much easier. So starting off, I'm chopping up some bell peppers. I've been really trying to make a conscious effort about increasing my vitamin C intake. It's just so important for hormonal health, immune system health, and bell peppers are a great source of vitamin C. I've also been trying to make an effort to increase my cruciferous vegetable intake. You guys watched my digestion video, which was up last week. I talked a lot about the benefits of cruciferous vegetables. Not only are they a great source of micronutrients and fiber, they also have bioactive compounds like sulforaphane, indole-3-carbinol, and other phytochemicals that can help to support liver detoxification and have anti-inflammatory properties. And then I always like to either do a squash or sweet potato. Here I'm doing a delicata squash. This is one of my favorite squashes. This is not only a great source of fiber, but also micronutrients micronutrients like vitamin A, vitamin C, potassium, and B vitamins. Then I always try and make an effort to also eat some of the foods from the allium family. These are things like garlic, onion, shallots, leeks, and chive. These vegetables can help to support immune system health, have anti-inflammatory effects, and can help to support digestive health. And then for the seasoning, I always keep it pretty simple. I just use avocado oil, sea salt, garlic powder, and oregano, and I just measure with my heart. I ended up having to do these in 2 different batches. So I did the first batch along with the chicken. For the chicken, I just ended up doing some chicken thighs that I got from the butcher store, and I just seasoned those with avocado oil, salt, garlic powder, and parsley. I gave those a good toss and then laid them out on the baking tray and let them cook together. I also put some garlic cloves just in the very corner of my baking tray so that I could roast them to make a yogurt sauce later. And then in terms of cooking time, I set my oven to 400 degrees and I cooked them for about 30 to 40 minutes. I just cooked them until the chicken was completely cooked through. And then once my garlic was cooled, I had about a half a container of Greek yogurt, so I wanted to use it to make a roasted garlic herb yogurt sauce. You could absolutely make this with fresh herbs, but you guys know I live alone and it's just not realistic for me to buy a bunch of fresh herbs. I just find I don't go through them. I just use dry. I used parsley and dill. This was super delicious. I also added some lemon, olive oil, salt, and of course I just tasted it as I went. I feel like with sauces, you really just have to experiment, taste it as you go, but this is so good. I use it on wraps, bowls. It really up levels whatever meal you add it to. Plus it adds a little bit of protein as well. Okay, and then I also marinated some tempeh. This is the same marinade that I use for my tofu. It's just tamari, maple syrup, and garlic powder. It is so good. I didn't end up cooking the tempeh that day. I just let it sit in my fridge and then cooked it up throughout the week. The longer you let it sit in the marinade, the better the flavor is. So I like to let it sit for at least overnight. And tempeh is a great source of plant-based protein. It's also super high in fiber, about 7 grams per serving. So a really great way to help you get to that 30 grams per day. And then the last thing that I prepped was this kitchari. I have made this on repeat this entire winter. It has gotten to the point where I'm not even following a recipe anymore, which I feel like is the best type of cooking when you can kind of start, make a recipe a few times and then slowly change it to your personal preference. So you can really use whatever vegetables you want. I really like to use grounding root vegetables in the fall and winter. You guys know I love carrots and parsnips, so I just started by washing, peeling, and chopping a bunch of those. And then I always start by blooming my spices in a little bit of oil. This really just helps to amplify the flavor. I use turmeric, coriander, oregano, cumin, smoked paprika, and fresh ginger. And like I said, I don't really measure anything. I just kind of add it to taste. I love the fact that this recipe uses so many different spices. Spices have so many great anti-inflammatory properties. They are a great source of polyphenols. And then I soaked some mung beans overnight and gave them a really good rinse. And then I added them in along with some rinsed rice. Let that cook a little bit in the spices and then added my vegetables. I also love adding kombu. Again, it's a really nutrient dense sea vegetable and just another source of plant diversity. And then I was going to cook this in my bone broth, but then I remembered that I had to let it cool down so I could skim off the fat. But you could definitely use bone broth as the cooking liquid, and it would definitely just add more amino acids and micronutrients. And I just put the lid on and let it cook until all the water was absorbed. And then right at the end, I added some tahini. This is totally optional, but I do find it makes it nice and creamy. You could also use some coconut cream or cook it in coconut milk. I feel like that would also be delicious. And I just love to have this on hand as a complex carbohydrate and veggie source. It's really easy to pair along with the tempeh or the chicken for a quick lunch or dinner. And then at this point, my bone broth had started to cool down, so I just strained the bones and then put it into some mason jars and let it cool overnight. Guys, I was so excited because this is the best batch of bone broth that I have made. It was a very simple recipe. All I used was water, apple cider vinegar, and bones. I didn't put any other seasoning in it, and I just put it in my pressure cooker for 2 hours. But that was my full meal prep for the week. I had oats for breakfast. I had lots of veggies. I had my 2 sources of protein, including my tempeh and my chicken. And then I had the kitchari, which is great to add along to any meal. And I had my bone broth to use throughout the week. I am currently filming a what I eat in a week with this meal prep, so you guys can tune in next week to see that full video. That does bring us to the end of the video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some meal prep ideas, some inspiration. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. As always, let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I love to hear you guys' feedback. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe because we would love to have you here every week. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!